Hello, folks. I gotta talk to you about a couple issues that are going on here in Fresh Meadows because it seems we're being left for dead in Fresh Meadows lately. It seems nobody wants to hear us out, and I need to talk about what's going on here because um, a lot of things have been going on here with the drag racing, and again, the homeless hotel, that was a whole different situation, and that was an issue. It still is, and I don't know what's going on at the Wyndham Garden. The drag racing is getting out of hand, and I'm going to bring up legislation that I'm working with the elected officials to get done because the drag racing is getting out of hand. And I'm going to make a rant about that at the end of the video. And I don't care if my neighbors hear me. I have the window open. I don't care because my neighbors are getting sick and tired of the drag racing. We'll get that to the end. But we're going to talk about, um, you know, something disturbing I found out today from Andy from NYC. And thanks to Channel 2 for actually covering it. They did a 2-minute story about what happened today in Fresh Meadows. I was appalled to find out that a 17-year-old kid, was found dead on Union Turnpike today. And here we go with the drag racing. We're going to get to that later on. But, I watched Channel 7 tonight. Channel 7 didn't cover it. And by the way, shame on New York 1. They're becoming like News 12 Long Island. I looked at the New York 1 website. No, you don't want to cover it. We're going to get into a lot of this tonight because I'm mad right now. I'm irate tonight. I'm going to get into this. All right, so let's make sure I got this. Make sure it's loaded up. I don't have a black screen. There we go. Okay, so let's read this article from the New York Post. Teenager found dead on family lawn after leaving for errand. And I'm not going to show you the video because it's just disturbing. I don't want to even play it. But I'll read you the article because I'm just so disgusted. I don't know how I'm supposed to even feel about this right now. But it says a 17-year-old girl was found dead on her family's lawn in Queens early Monday morning. And they claim the cops say that she never returned home from an errand. A concerned relative went outside the home on 186th Street near Union Turnpike in Fresh Meadows around 1:15 in the morning. So this was earlier this morning, after Yixan Yin was gone for a lengthy amount of time. The family member found Yin lying on the grass, unconscious and unresponsive. She was rushed to New York City Health and Hospitals, Queens, which, I have a problem with that. Why didn't they take her to Long Island Jewish or North Shore Manhasset? Questions left in answers. Where she was pronounced dead. So as you can see here, the 107 did have to respond to this today. So I'll look up this address. 7549 186th Street. Alright, so this is the address I just copied and pasted from the article. 7549 186th Street. That's literally too close to my house. So I'm literally annoyed that this literally happened not too far from my house. So it just proves the point. It just proves the point that we get ignored in Fresh Meadows. This is very suspicious. How is this teenager even laying on the street and nobody finds out what's going on here? Alright, so it says her body showed no obvious signs of trauma and it was unclear whether there was any criminality involved. The city medical examiner's office will confirm her cause of death. So, obviously, she's a minor. They're going to have to figure out what to do, of course. But, this is just disturbing. This is just disturbing to think that this happened in my own neighborhood. And, I'm just, again, wondering, out of all media outlets, I would think New York 1 would actually cover this. No. I'm back. Let's see what New York 1. Let's see what New York 1 has on their website. Let's see. New York 1 even have something on their website. So I'm dead serious. I'm going to take a look at New York 1. As I said in the beginning of this video, I looked at New York 1. New York 1 didn't even have an article. Right? So look at this. All about the election. All about the election. And then they have a thing about Pfizer, because Pfizer had the good news about the vaccine today. Obviously, I feel bad for people in Staten Island with the two-way tolling. But here we go again. Politics, public safety, nothing about... Okay, so you would think what happened would end up in public safety. Nope. Nope. I even look on the Queens part of the New York 1 website. Nothing. Nothing. Absentee balloting. This is ridiculous. I might as well get into the news about City Council District number 24, because that's a big deal. So let's talk about Rory Lantzman. Alright, so you may be wondering, why did Rory Lantzman resign? We're going to get into that. He will be representing the interest of residential and commercial customers of New York's regulated electric, gas, water, and telecom companies. He will participate as a party in Public Service Commission proceedings, conduct hearings and investigation, undertake discovery to compel documents and testimony, and otherwise marshal the resources of the Department of Public Service to safeguard the interests of ratepayers and hold accountability for those utilities and telecoms that fail to meet their contractual and regulatory obligations to their customers. So, obviously, I'm in City Council District 24. Once again, if you're in Fresh Meadows, and especially where this teenager was found dead, that's part of the district where Rory Lantzman used to represent. I'm in the district because, again, I live west of 188th Street. I've openly said that to people over the years. You have two different parts of Fresh Meadows, the part east of 188th Street by Francis Lewis, and then my part where I'm west of 188th Street. So let's get into this. So again, Lantzman resigned on Wednesday last week, the 4th, to take on the new position of statewide special counsel for ratepayer protection. So I just went into the reason what happened here. Alright, so Mayor de Blasio said at his Friday coronavirus briefing, this date of February 2nd, 2021, within the window will allow by the city charter, will factuate maximum voter participation. I encourage all eligible Queens residents to vote early, in person, or by absentee balloting in the upcoming special election. So we'll get into the candidates because I'll leave this article in the description below. So I will mention the city councilman who represented me when I first moved to Fresh Meadows when I was a kid. James Gennaro is actually going at it again. But here's the problem. There are 9 other candidates already challenging for the seat. You have Mumitma Ahmed, Stanley Arden, Nita Chen, Diplin Naf, Dikta Sharma, Suman Said, Muhammad Udin, and Sandra Ung. So you have a lot of diverse people running for the seat. Now, if anybody's wondering if I'm running for city council, I have no interest to do it. I was thinking about it, but when I heard James Gennaro was running, I didn't want to get involved. So I will just mention that. If you're wondering what happened to James Gennaro, he was part of the Cuomo administration as Deputy Commissioner for New York City Sustainability and Resiliency of the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. So he does care about the environment. So that's important to me. That's important to me when we have issues at Cunningham Park. So I'm sure he's going to work with Barry Godenchik if he does get elected. But you got to turn out. If you're in City Council District 24, save the date February 2nd. So lastly, let's get into my rant about the drag racing. Because I am sick and tired of this. That's how we're going to wrap up this video. So, the Furious Act will authorize New York City to operate photo speed violation monitoring systems in a school speed zone with the city, a special concern for street racing. So, I will mention that this is sponsored by State Senator Brad Hoylman in Manhattan. It's still in committee. It's also sponsored by my Assemblywoman, Nili Rosick. So, they are looking into it. So, my message is right now, folks, I don't deserve the hell I'm going through here in Fresh Meadows. I'm urging you right now to please contact your state senator in New York, your state assembly person, and tell them to get Bill 8980 done as soon as possible, because I am sick and tired of this drag racing. You know, it's not right that since March, me, my parents, and my neighbors have constantly had to hear drag racing since the beginning of the pandemic. And I still hear them. I still hear them. And a couple of weeks ago, when it was raining, I had to call 911 to report it. Said in another video, because I was sick and tired of it. The operator told me we got numerous complaints. We're sending officers. And the thing is, you know, as I said before, I'm going to say this again. I did this in another video. I think it was last week. They're constantly annoying the people who live on Utopia Parkway. There are houses on Utopia Parkway. And the issue is, I forgot to show the map last week, and I'll get into the map. Believe me, we'll get into the map. Believe me, we'll get into the map. So I gotta show you something important. Okay? Okay? Trying to load my map up for private tab. But I'll show you the map to wrap up the video. Because what happens is, you have all those people on Utopia Parkway. They're speeding, and it's become a burden. The people who have homes. It's not acceptable. It's just not acceptable. What's been going on? And, you know, I just think that people need to be vocal. I suggest, you know, call Community Board 8. I will leave their phone number in the description below because I'm allowed to give it out. If you're in Fresh Meadows, I highly suggest to speak at the virtual meeting. That's what I'm going to do. And, you know, I will tell the community board how sick and tired I am of this. You know, I should have been on last month because they introduced the new head of the 107. I should have brought that up, but I didn't think of joining. But now I'm going to join because, you know, I'm going to urge the community board to get vocal about the Furious Act. And, you know, I'm not yelling at the top of my lungs. You know why? Because I'm trying to prove a point here. I'm trying to prove a point that since March, I've had to deal with this hell. It's hell. That's what it is. And I hear them right now. I mean, this should not be our new normal. All right? This is an upper middle class neighborhood. We don't deserve this. We don't deserve this. You think this is okay? You honestly think this is okay? You think in an area that has a median income of $90,000 to $100,000 a year, this is acceptable? This is not what my dad had in mind when we purchased this house in 2004. This is not why we left a blue-collar area like Auburndale. Take a look at this. I should have shown you this the last video. So this is Utopia Parkway. Okay? Let me go up here. Look how straight this is. Look how straight this is. And you hear the drag racers all the way to Francis Lewis High School. But the issue is, the drag racers, I'll present this to wrap up the video. Look at this. I'll show you this. Look how many homes are on Utopia Parkway. You know what even makes this more dangerous? I forgot. They park on the street, the cars. The homeowners park on the street. I'm sure there have been accidents. I'm sure maybe mirrors have come off of cars. I don't know. But, you know, if you live on any of these houses on Utopia Parkway, my heart and soul goes out to you. My heart and soul goes out to you. So, to wrap up the video, again, Community Board 8 is meeting on November 18th. Once again, I'll leave their phone number in the description below. If I have an email address, I'll do that. Please speak up on November 18th. We need to get the Furious Act done. And I'm going to keep exposing the media for what they are. We got to talk about issues in Fresh Meadows. So with that, thank you all for watching. Until the next one, please take care.